Welcome, Flick Filter Nation.
What's good,
Big Diesel here,
Professor?
and today we're talking about Monkey Man,
Monkey Man.
not the Hey Arnold reference.
You should have played the video.
Nah, no copyrights. You know what I mean? But, starring Dev Patel, directorial debut of Dev Patel, produced by Jordan Peele.
In Monkey Paw Productions, another monkey.
Which is so basically this is about a guy who is a fighter who has a moniker of monk. I guess everybody else calls him Monkey Man. I don't hear him calling himself, but he pretty much has a monkey mask on. And basically this is about him kind of getting revenge over people who kind of done him wrong, pretty much. Basically. And he's trying to bring them to justice and stuff. Mm-hmm. So, you might hear that this, or it might sound like they were promoting this like a John Wick movie, which there is a little bit of John Wick in here, but I just want to clarify this is no John Wick. This is more of a drama, really, and a revenge tale more than just about action. There's action in this, but I think it's more of, just a dramatic story. And yeah, what else should we say?
Yeah, I would say that he kind of goes from, I hope this isn't saying too much, but like his motivation being for revenge and the character journey being to fighting for more than just himself, like fighting for the community, the whole community as a whole, but also like there's a lot of political elements to it as well.
Religion
And political elements in terms of like who he's fighting for, the current political system that's in place, and there being like potential corruption, and just like it becomes a bigger story than just him. Like it does follow him. He's the point of view character, and it's his story. But then it goes from him fighting for, just his own desire and his own need for revenge, but then fighting for other people.
Yeah. So basically, what else should we say? Positives and negatives. Should we go there?
Yeah, I guess we can go there now at this point. If there's no other, overall, big, like broad things you want to say about the movie.
Well, I think it'll transition, but basically, my positive is I like how everything just flows. There's humor in this. It's very much, very. How do I want to say it? Everything is connected, which I kind of liked about it, and everything just kind of flowed pretty well. There was no point that I was bored. I think I was immersed in the whole story, and it gives you little pieces every now and then of kind of certain things, and then everything will line up. So when you get to the third act, then you're like, oh yeah, everything makes sense pretty much. So there's nothing in the movie that I felt like didn't really, was just there just to be for humor or to, anything like that. I think everything had a purpose. In the movie.
Yeah. It's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
I would say for me, I felt like the story was really strong in terms of like him wanting to, Dev Patel wanting to tell this particular story about this particular young man and having, very clear motivations, and going about that, and having a real struggle in getting what he ultimately wants, and then finding what he actually really needs in the end. That's something that I felt like was executed really well. And then also just on the technical aspect of it, the action, even though like there was action early on in the movie and then it kind of slows down towards the middle, and then definitely a lot of action towards the end, I thought was very well executed, especially for the fact that like it's a pretty low budget film, especially for an action movie. I believe it was under $10 million for the entire budget. If not, I know it was under 15 million, but I definitely think it was under 10 million, which is pretty low for a blockbuster movie. So I definitely felt like the action was good. Just the way it was shot was very interesting, and I felt like I was really immersed into the world that Dev Patel created, as far as like the characters, the world that they lived in. It definitely felt like, oh, these are like real people that live in this world, and I felt like I was right there with them.
Yeah. And just a segue a little bit that we forgot to mention. Dev Patel went through a lot making this movie. This was supposed to come out years ago.
Yeah.
Then COVID happened. He even broke his hand in one of the scenes. I think I know which scene it was, but yeah. So he's been through a lot making this film. So I really admire his, trying to get this out. If you know anything about trying to get your first film out, like, that's what gets the ball rolling. So, huge shout out to Dev Patel because he actually got it out. So
yeah, that's definitely worth mentioning. I'm glad you mentioned that. Just the, what he had to go through to get the movie made and out there to the public. It just shows the testament to, perseverance, because he's had other projects going on at the same time, and then doing that while also directing your first movie, but also starring in that movie as well. Like, that's really, really big. So just a huge congratulations to him for that.
I hope he gets something for it. Like, I'm not big into getting awards and all that stuff, but he really deserves some kind of, like, I hope he doesn't get snubbed or anything like that. So
yeah,
I really hope he gets something out of this to help him make the next one.
Yeah, for sure. I was gonna add to that. Like, I think one of the biggest compliments I can make to the movie, or just any director, is like, when I see their movie, especially if it's like their first movie, I'm interested in seeing what they're gonna make next. And so for Dev Patel, I really want to see, like, I wonder what it would be like if he had a budget that's twice as much, or if he is given even like a huge blockbuster type of budget. Not saying that he needs that, but
Right.
I'm definitely interested in seeing what would have happened if he was able to make this movie under more desirable circumstances, not making this during the time of COVID and having to stop, and taking years longer than it was initially planned. But hey, I think everything worked out the way it should have for it, and I don't know if the movie was the exact product that he wanted, but I think he should be very proud of what he was able to accomplish.
Music was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, music was really good. So yeah, I don't have no negatives. So
Okay. Yeah. I would say if I have anything that was negative or constructive, I would say part of the middle for me dragged a bit. I don't want to give anything away, but just like it definitely slows down, which I feel like can be good, especially for action movie, but because of just the way the I would say the story was going, and I felt like it was needed for the character's development, but I do feel like it kind of dragged, and I was a little confused in certain aspects of it, like why it like from a logical standpoint,
I think
think
I
about
understood
the over
why it was the way it was, but
yeah, and I don't know if it was like a budget thing, because also that might have been, I don't know if that was around the time where he hurt his hand, or if that was a different part. It's kind of hard to remember exactly, but I do know like it kind of, I'm not gonna say it took me out of the story, but it made me think about the pacing of it in terms of like, oh yeah, this is interesting. Like the actual story itself is interesting, but it felt like I'm almost like in a different movie at some point. I don't really know how to explain that
yeah.
the best, but
I think everything flowed the way it was supposed to. I think.
okay.
Yeah, you just kind of. I don't know. Some people go into an action movie and just don't like. Not saying this is you, but
Yeah.
just you're expecting an action movie and all the way action, and then it just kind of slows down a little bit. I think that like there was a reason why. Once you watch it, you can see why it slowed down. But yeah. But I think there was a reason for it. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely was probably for
But it is
the
a slow
character.
part.
Mhm.
Yeah, some people will agree that it's slow in that area, but I think I just kept kind of. It kept me immersed.
Yeah,
If that makes sense.
yeah. Maybe it
Um,
wasn't. Maybe the slowness of it wasn't the criticism, but maybe because I think a lot of times like people may say, "Oh, this was a pacing issue," but maybe it's a symptom of something else that I can't really put my finger on.
Yeah.
But I still think that it was good. It wasn't like,
Yeah.
oh, this was like making me. This is taking me out of the movie completely or anything like that. But I felt like the stronger parts of the movie were
that action.
the action and where it was moving at a.
I think that's why it was like, because if you get the trailer, it's showing all the all the action parts.
Yeah.
So you're going in thinking it's a whole full blown action movie, but yeah, I get what you're saying though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to nitpick too much.
Yeah. Excuse me. This does have a lot of gore, a lot of blood. If you're a little squeamish to that, and also a lot of sex and a lot of nudity. So just be, on the just to let you know that. But all in all, what do you rate it?
Ooh, what would I rate this one? I would say maybe 3.5 stars.
Ooh, wow! I didn't expect you to go so low.
That's low.
5 out of 5. Yeah.
Dang, that's really high.
Yeah. I liked it. It was cool. Yeah.
It's good. It's good. I don't think 3.5 is low. I like a lot of movies that I rated.
It's above. Yeah. It's above average.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad. It was lower than I thought you were going to say. So
Gotcha.
I guess, yeah. So have you seen it? What did you think about it? Post your comments down below. Let us know your rating for it in the comments below. Let us know what other movies you want us to check out and want us to do. And I think that's it.
All right. Well, thank y'all for joining us in this Monkey Man review.
Yeah. So, peace out and God bless.
Yes, sir.